When you are the quiet sister, people forget you are there. They talk over you. They make plans for you. They decide who you are before you have a chance to tell them. My sister, Clara, was the sun, bright, loud, impossible to ignore. I was the moon, pale and silent in her shadow. Our parents' house was a temple built for her. Her trophies gleamed on the mantel. Her laughter filled the halls. My quietness was seen as emptiness. My gentleness was mistaken for weakness. "Ilara, don't just stare out the window," my mother would say. "Go watch your sister's tennis lesson. Maybe some of her ambition will rub off on you." I didn't want ambition. I wanted soil. The only place that felt like mine was the forgotten patch of earth at the far end of our property. It was a tangle of weeds and sadness, but I saw its potential. With my own hands, I began to clear it. I planted seeds I bought with my allowance. I watered them in the quiet of the dawn, when no one was awake to ask what I was doing. No one noticed. That was the point. The years passed. Clara went to a famous college. I went to the local one. She became a lawyer in a tall, glass city. I became a teacher at the elementary school down the road. I lived in the small apartment over our garage. I was convenient. I was always there for my parents, a quiet helper in the background. And every day, I tended my garden. It was no longer a patch. It was a world. Roses climbed the old fence. Lavender spilled onto the path. Tomatoes grew fat and red in the sun. It was a messy, beautiful, living thing. It was my secret heart. Then, my father got sick. It was sudden. A phone call, a diagnosis, a rush to the hospital. My mother fell apart. Clara flew home, her presence filling the house with a new kind of noise, the noise of panic and plans. I was the one who sat with him. I was the one who held his hand when the pain was bad. I was the one who read to him in the quiet afternoons. But when the doctors spoke, everyone looked at Clara. When decisions were made, Clara made them. I was just Ilara, the quiet one. After the funeral, the house felt like a ship lost at sea. My mother floated from room to room, lost. Clara took charge, her voice crisp and efficient. "We'll sell the house," she announced one evening, spreading papers on the kitchen table. "It's too big for Mom. The market is perfect. We'll split the money, of course." My mother nodded, her eyes vacant. "Yes, dear. Whatever you think is best." I stood by the sink, my hands still damp from washing the dinner dishes. "What about the garden?" I asked, my voice small. Clara looked up, annoyed by the interruption. "What garden?" "My garden. In the back." She waved a hand, dismissive. "Oh, that overgrown thing. The developers will just bulldoze it. It's a prime lot." The words felt like a physical blow. Bulldoze it. My secret heart turned to rubble. "No," I said. The word was a little louder this time. Both of them looked at me. My mother blinked. Clara's lips tightened. "Ilara, be practical. No one wants a garden. They want a clean slate." "I want it," I said. My heart was pounding. "I don't want the money from the house. I want the garden." Clara laughed. A short, sharp sound. "Don't be childish. What are you going to do with a garden? You can't live in it." Tears pricked my eyes, but I forced them back. I looked at my mother. "Mom, please. It's the only thing I've ever really asked for." My mother looked from Clara to me, her face tired. "Ilara, your sister is right. It's not sensible." I felt the walls of my life closing in. The quiet girl, being told once again that what she loved was not important. That she was not important. That night, I couldn't sleep. I walked down to my garden. The moon was full, washing everything in silver light. The roses glowed. The scent of jasmine was heavy in the air. I sat on my old, weathered bench, and I cried. I cried for my father. I cried for my garden. I cried for the girl no one ever saw. As I sat there, a car pulled up slowly to the curb. An older woman got out. She walked toward the fence, peering through the roses. "Hello?" I called out, wiping my tears. "Oh, I'm so sorry to intrude," she said. "My name is Eris. I was a friend of your father's. I was just taking a walk. I haven't seen this garden in the moonlight for years." I was confused. "You've been here before?" She smiled. A warm, kind smile. "Many times, your father would let me sit here when I needed a quiet moment. He was so proud of you, you know. He called this Ilara's cathedral." I stared at her, my breath catching. "He never said anything. Some things are too precious to talk about," she said softly. "He knew this was your soul. He wanted to protect it." She introduced herself properly. "Eris Thorn." The name meant nothing to me then. She asked if she could come in, and I nodded. She walked the paths, her fingers gently brushing the petals. She knew the names of every plant, even the rare ones. "This is incredible work, Ilara," she murmured. "The composition, the balance. This isn't just a garden. This is art." We talked for an hour. About soil, about seasons, about the quiet magic of making things grow. For the first time, I felt like someone was speaking my language. The next morning, Clara was back at the kitchen table with a real estate agent. "The open house is this weekend," she said. "We need to start packing." I took a deep breath. "I'm not selling my part." Clara sighed, exasperated. "Alara, we've been over this." "No, you've talked." "I haven't." I stood straight. "This is my home. This garden is my life's work. I'm not letting you destroy it." The doorbell rang. It was Eris. And with her was a man I recognized from the newspaper. The mayor of our town. "Ilara," Eris said, her eyes twinkling. "I hope you don't mind. I brought a friend. I've been trying to convince the city to fund a public garden for years. I showed him my photos of your work last night. He had to see it for himself." Clara and my mother watched, stunned, as the mayor walked through my garden. He marveled at the colors, the scents, the peaceful feeling. "Ms. Ilara," he said, turning to me, "this is a treasure. Eris is right. We have a grant for a city beautification project. We've been looking for a centerpiece. We'd like to buy this land from your family, not to develop it, but to preserve it. We'd like to call it the Ilara Gardens, and we'd like to hire you as its head gardener." The silence in the kitchen was absolute. I could hear the clock ticking. Clara's mouth was open. My mother's hand was over her heart. "Head gardener?" my mother whispered, as if she'd never heard the words before. I looked at Eris, then at the mayor, then at my family. I saw myself reflected in their shocked eyes. I was no longer the quiet girl. I was the creator of a world they suddenly wanted to be part of. I would be honored," I said, my voice clear and strong. The papers were signed. The garden was saved. My parents' house was not sold. Instead, my mother lives there, and she helps me with the garden tours. She looks at me now with something new in her eyes. Not pity. Not dismissal. Respect. Clara went back to the city. She calls sometimes. Her voice is different, softer. Today, the garden is open to the public. Children run down the paths. Couples get married under the arbor of roses. People find peace here. I still wake up at dawn to tend to it. The soil is still under my nails. The quiet is still my friend. But now, when people see me, they don't see the quiet sister. They see the woman who grew a cathedral from a patch of weeds. They see Ilara, the gardener. And for the first time in my life, I see her too.